Hi there, Internet. It's Anthony, and it's time for another reaction to The Walking Dead. So, this is season 4, episode 11. Claimed. Don't really have any other pre episode thoughts, so let's go ahead and get into it. Whoa. Crook Road. We just started out with a lot of walkers snarling.
Oh, honey, look at you. You're a damn mess.
Dang.
Damn it.
He just be toying around with him. Oh, you're still not in the brain.
Can I borrow that a sec? Thanks.
He's talking about, can I borrow that for a second?
Oh, I'm not leaving you out. Well, I'm the luckiest guy in the world. How about you help me with one of these cars? We got some miles to go.
Okay, so why does he all of a sudden seems way kinder than he seemed in the last episode in some ways? Just from the very end of it. But it's also still kind of hard to tell because it's not like we've seen that many interactions with him. Carl.
We had some soy milk. Seriously?
Yes, seriously. Have you ever tried it?
My best friend in 3rd grade, he was allergic to dairy. It was so gross. Literally, I would rather have powdered milk than to have to drink
But that was
stuff.
your 3rd
I
grade
would rather
taste
have
buds
Judas
tasting it.
Formula.
Ooh. It's like suddenly you just get a reminder about how depressing your life is. But Judith is still alive, so eventually that won't be that depressing for them.
Thing okay?
Yeah, I'm just hungry.
And sad about Judith. All that pudding he ate, he can't be hungry right now. That'll hold him over for some weeks. This is so awkward. It's like Michelle's just trying so hard to entertain this guy. But yeah, she tries so hard to entertain him, and it's just not really the time. Like,
I'm not very good at making boys your age laugh.
you don't have to make him laugh. Just let him feel what he's feeling.
Alex, what do you mean, toddlers?
I had a 3-year-old son.
She just said
He
it.
happened to find me extremely funny.
I think that's the first time Michonne has just flat out said that on the show to anybody. I think. I know it's been heavily hinted towards and then actually depicted a couple episodes ago. But I think it's the first time she's told another character that
Food,
directly.
batteries, water.
Did you have any others?
She might have indirectly told some
Were
other
you
characters, I think. Asking all them questions. Why you asking all them questions?
One question at a time.
Is that somebody in there with Rick? I know you sleep with a gun, right? He's like, oh my gosh. Oh man, this is tense. They got the watch ticking and everything. It's cool how they introduced that earlier. Like, now it's coming back to have been an issue for him. What if all this is part of his imagination again? Dang. It's kind of a rookie mistake. To just sleep down in a bed and not check under it in this world?
His name was Andre Anthony.
Hey, that second name's a pretty good one. Oh yeah, this was definitely the best thing she could talk about at the time to really still connect with Carl. Rather than squirting cheese in her
It's the
mouth.
only thing I could find.
No, what? Whoa, this stuff just got really creepy really fast. Don't let your guard down now, because that always tends to be the time when something pops out at you. Each one of them with a hole in their head. Oh my gosh, yeah, it is. I was thinking, how did it get there? Somebody set them up like that. Like, it looks like a work of art.
Come on. It's almost late. Your dad will wonder where we are if we're late.
When they do find Judith again, I bet it's gonna be kind of weird for Michonne. I bet she'll be really happy for them, but also maybe even slightly jealous. In a weird way, you know? Like, dang. I wish this could be my reality too, you know? Kind of wishing that she could get. Yo. That's crazy. What is wrong with Lynn? I don't know why, but for some reason that gives me like Twin Peaks vibes when that
Now, jack off.
that guy, the evil that men do, whatever his name was, people would just be seeing him. That's what Rick just looked like for a second there to me. Like, imagine somebody's choking you when you look into bed and there's just some men staring at you. Oh, Bob, I think was his name. Killer Bob on Twin Peaks. Yeah, I was wondering where Glenn was in the scheme of things when they pulled over. I figured he was with them in there.
I'm gonna have to insist that you hold the hell up. All right, believe it or not, the fate of the entire damn human race might depend on it.
Hmm.
What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Who is this guy?
Eugene's a scientist, and he knows exactly what caused this mess.
So that's why he reminded me of Milton. So these guys aren't like bad people. That was the vibe they gave off at the end of last episode for some reason.
Tara told us what went down. And there's zero chance you will ever find your wife again, alive or dead.
He says
Mainly
zero
because,
chance.
sorry to tell you, she's gone. When the people we love kick, when they disappear.
He about to say kick the bucket? That's I can see why he didn't say it that way. Bro, Glenn, you didn't have to do all that.
She's alive. And I'm gonna find her.
Oh my gosh. Does he know how to handle a walker? 'Cause if he gets killed, he's the scientist that has all the answers. Oh, watch out. That's the one thing that brings everybody together. Gunning down some walkers. Aw, dang it. Yeah, I saw him hitting the truck.
Son of a dick.
Aren't we all? Yeah, look at that roach.
Yo, you hear me?
So creepy too, how just some random dudes. I don't know what these guys got going on. And when Tony wakes up, he gonna be like under the bed. How loud are they right now? No. Here comes this ball bouncing guy again.
How in the holy hell did you possibly kill this truck?
A fully amped up state and in ignorance of rapid firing weapons.
Very analytical of you.
Clear. Who knows what's north? We'll find another vehicle. We'll go with them until we do. Trust me, I'm smarter than you.
This guy is not Milton. He seems to be a lot more assertive. Oh my gosh, no.
Son of a bitch.
Well, he was just about. Ooh.
I get why Eugene's going. He's the only one that knows how to end this, and Rosita, she loves you. She'd follow you anywhere. But why the hell you agreed to drive him halfway across the country?
Is that hard to believe? I want to save the world.
Because you're a good person? You don't have to tell me why.
You seem like you might be a good person. Oh wait, are those the same train tracks we saw some of the characters at last episode?
Let's go.
Sanctuary for all, community for all, those who arrive survive. Is this Terminus? I mean, that sounds nice. I mean, but a lot of things sound nice on the surface and end up being a lot worse. Okay, that was a cool episode. I enjoyed this one. It felt like it really is easing us into another big chapter of this show. Like, you know, we had the farm, we had the prison. I feel like right now we're kind of easing into whatever sort of the next big pillar or staple era of the show is going to be, you know? Like, we're meeting some new characters like Abraham and Eugene and Rosita, I believe. And they all seem pretty cool, actually. I like them. Like, I mean, at the end of the last episode, it seemed like they were about to be like some type of villainous group or something that was about to take them hostage. And I don't know if that's how it was kind of being portrayed or not, or if I was just completely reading into things the wrong way, but that's what it seemed like. So I was kind of surprised at the beginning of this episode when he was like handing her a gun and, you know, smiling as she said and doing all this other stuff. I'm like, oh, so wait, are they not their prisoners? So that was interesting. And they also seem to be pretty patient. Like, I mean, like Glenn was breaking his window and everything, and he was yelling at him, and he still seemed to be, you know, pretty understanding of what Glenn was going through, but also, you know, in his mind felt he was doing something more important. I mean, maybe he is, maybe he isn't. It's like at this point, everybody has their own, you know, mission, their own crusade in their mind. That's going to be the most important thing. So he's like, who am I to say which one of them has more of a right to feel that their thing is more important? It seems like on the surface, what Abraham is doing would be more important because he's trying to save the world. Who knows, like, if they can do that. I would love to see them, though. I would love to see them try. That's really interesting. They said Eugene has the knowledge of why this all started in the first place. That is really interesting to me because one thing that seems like would have been a natural question to ask or a natural topic that really hasn't come up, and makes sense it hasn't come up because we've been too busy fighting walkers and stuff. But it is, why is this happening? It kind of just happened, you know, like Rick woke up. We kind of came from the perspective of Rick of jumping into this a little bit, you know, a little bit late to the party. Rick just woke up and stuff was like this, and people have been trying to deal and survive ever since. But yeah, it's a good question. Why did this start in the first place? What caused this? Can that be reverse engineered somehow? Like, big question, and it's interesting. It's not been until, the latter half of season 4 that they're even raising that kind of question. But I'm excited to see where it's headed and what they're going to do with that. Then we had Rick and Carl and Michonne. I thought it was really cool. First of all, the Michonne and Carl scenes where they were bonding, and Michonne was trying to connect with Carl through silly humor that was probably 5 years too late. You know what I mean? Like, Carl was too old for her to be squirting cheese in her mouth. Like, that was about to humor him in some type of way. But then she started talking about her son and being open with him, and it was the first person she's been open with like that, and that was really cool. And you could tell Carl appreciated that, and that actually did allow them to really bond. So those scenes were really nice. And then Rick's scenes at the house where it was all tense and stuff. What I really liked about that is, and I'm assuming we're never going to see those guys again, is that all happened. We barely saw these dudes. We don't really know anything about them. We just have all the assumptions we can make from the dialogue that we heard. And just be like, okay, that's that. I don't know. It just felt like a nice slice of life of the world. Like, this random group just breaks in. They're super menacing. Rick's trying to avoid them, not be seen. He manages to get out, and that's just the last we see of them. A lot of them, we don't even see their face, or we barely see their face. We just see a flash of it. We don't know what they would have done if they saw Rick. And most likely, it sounds like it would have been pretty bad. But I just like the mystery of all that. And I just like literally how it feels like a slice of life of this world. Just another group that's out there doing their thing the way that they do it. And unfortunately, a lot of groups can't seem to coexist. And people can't, if somebody sees somebody, the first instinct is to, hit them with a trophy in this case, which makes sense. Rick had to do that to defend himself because, he didn't know what that guy was about to do to him. He didn't know what any of these guys were about to do to him. So, yeah, that was cool. And I hope we never see those guys again because it would just be a cool, nice little isolated moment. Glenn, understandable that he wants to get back to Maggie. I guess things work out that Eugene shot that truck up, so they all have a reason to go back. It's like I was kind of conflicted because I'm like, dang, I like Abraham and them. I want to see Glenn working with them and everything, Glenn and Tara. But at the same time, I want Glenn to get to Maggie, but I also want to see the Washington D.C. thing. So I'm like, but I guess I can't have all this stuff simultaneously. But then Eugene comes through and just shoots up the gas tank or whatever. So now, boom, they got to stick together a little bit more. So I can't wait to see what's going to happen there. And I also am interested to see when everybody's going to come back together, if that even happens, because the group has become so fragmented and stuff. Are we ever going to get back to the point where everyone is together again? Glenn and Maggie and Rick, Carl, Michonne, and everybody else basically, Carol and Tyrese and all them kids. I don't know, especially them and Rick and Carl, Michonne, because that way Judith would be reunited. I don't know. I just want to see everybody come back together eventually. That would be really nice. But also, it's kind of cool how it's been all broken up and fragmented and watching them, maneuver on their own. So, I don't know. I guess I just really like this portion of the show right now. It's been pretty interesting, and it definitely feels like it's just setting up for something big. They had that sign at the end there, community for all, those who arrive, survive. I'm assuming that's talking about Terminus, which we saw last episode a sign about. So, I can't wait to see what that place is going to be like. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of new characters we're going to be meeting there. I'm almost sure that it's going to end up, seeming like a great place, but then something is going to happen either where the place isn't as good as it seems, or something attacks the place, or something where these characters are going to have even more terrible things to deal with. So, I don't know. I'm looking forward to it, though. Alright, I guess that'll wrap up my thoughts on this episode. Thank you for watching. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought about the episode. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more. And head over to Patreon for the full uncut reaction way ahead of the YouTube schedule, if you're into that kind of thing. I'll see you all later. Goodbye.